what is it that you're looking for tonight?
I want to report.
You just want it documented, right?
No. I want to write a statement. I was told to come here by my lawyer to write a statement for. He's done 58 violations of this protective order. I want to report this. So
you just want to report.
I typed this.
Document. Wait,
There's multiple case numbers that are relevant.
We just have to understand what you want here tonight. You want a report documenting what you're trying to say.
Right, because I was told that you guys can't take like a sworn statement from me, that a detective would have to do that.
Well, you would have to do that through a detective.
Right, so I was told that we would have to get a report. And
so that's what you're here for. You're looking for a report.
Right, and so for example, like I just
saying that you're going to mile limit. You got so much information.
I want you guys to keep this, so you can
we're not going to
keep
keep
this.
that. That's something that you would have to follow.
I can't give you like evidence.
What are detectives?
So you're going to file an initial report. This is going to be a basic report.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna if there's a probable cause or some kind of violation here, you're gonna so with a court order, he's basically, if he's violating the court order by not giving the kid to you and all that, then that's gonna be a thing through the court. If he's violating an order through contact, that would be our problem.
Right.
So if you're looking for some kind of report that states information about him violating the court order, then we're just going to write that report and you can take that to the court. As far as violating an order where like he can't contact you, that would be a police matter.
Right, so I'm here because my attorney said we're reporting that he's violating this protective order. So the civil order.
By doing what?
I understand that.
By not giving you the kid?
The things that he's done to me include threatened me. He's psychologically abusing me by isolating me from my kid. Whether or not you agree that's abuse or not, it's fine.
Well,
he's also harassed me, interfered with me. He's also contacted me. He's contacted me through telephone contact, in person. He's also contacted others to cause me annoyance and alarm, right?
When he contacted you in person, when was that?
Like, here's one example. Like, I literally record everything. I document everything. And so that's why, like, I have proof of all of this. Like, here's one in person, and this is at his house in Waterbury. And this was, I went to pick up my child, and I went to go with my mother and my other daughter. We went to go to his house to pick her up. He knows that it says here, like,
the whole psychological thing, that's
all. Fine. I know it's like I know it's like a gray area, whatever. But the other stuff is like concrete, like no contact. It's full no contact. And I'm trying to explain to him, like,
I know you guys.
I know some officers will say, "Oh, well, he calls you in the wizard." Like, people don't understand. The wizard is strictly messages, and that's.
But if he decides to call the police, you could also be in trouble too, because you're showing up to his house.
What do you mean showing up to his house? He tells me you can only get her if you come here. You have to come here. And
I hear you, but
if you have a residential stay away.
I know, but this is why. Look.
Yeah.
Exchange is pursuant to the most recent order. He literally called the police. Listen. I understand what you're saying, right? And I'll tell him there's a protective order. Let me see that. I'll tell him there's a protective order. I can't go to your house.
Exchange of the minor must be pursuant.
Yeah, listen. On one of the dates, the police in Waterbury told me if I didn't bring her to the house that they were gonna have like DCF take.
Well, this isn't saying that the exchange can happen at the house.
No, I'm saying like on this date, on the 19th.
Do you have a residential stay away?
It's.
Let me see.
It says stay away from their house.
Yeah, you cannot. Yeah,
you have a residential stay away.
Right, but so does that mean you can't be on their street if they tell you to go there?
You can't be nowhere near that house.
He demands me to go there, though. He forces me to go there, and it says in the order that it's conditions the father arranges. It's up to him.
That's not good.
Okay, well, on the 19th, your sergeant from Waterbury and another Waterbury officer went there.
We're letting you know that you can't be at his house.
There's a lot.
Can you guys at least let me talk? Like, I feel like.
Well, you're giving us a lot of information.
I know, but I just feel like nobody's listening to me. And like, I understand this situation more than anybody because I'm the one living through this.
I understand that.
If I could please. On June 19th, which was a Monday. I told Matthew I want to get my child. He didn't tell me that he lives with his mother. He was living in New Britain. If you notice here, the address is New Britain. He just.
Bravo 4.
Oh. He just moved back to his mother's and to go back to his mom's in Waterbury. And so, like on the 19th, I had made arrangements with him the few days before that, saying I want to take my daughter to the beach for the day. And I said, I want to come get her.
You just do the app, right? The family was
everything I say to him is always through the app. And so I said to him, I want to get her, we arranged, because it says now, like, I can see her.
He lives in New Britain?
No, he lives at 48 Quarry Hill Road in
Quarry
Waterbury.
Hill, okay, because, alright.
But like, see how it says like here, like, access determined by father in presence of third party designated by father. Arrangements must be in writing. So there's no like set days. So if he wanted to, he could let me see my daughter every single day. And I'm telling him I'm available every day. There's nothing that says like she can only have 1 hour per month. In the last 6 weeks, he only let me see her for equivalent of 2 days.
Yeah.
So that's like extreme for my little girl who's 4 years old that was living with me for 4 years. And so it's like, it's one thing to like say like, okay, it says the supervisor thing. On all these days, he never is there for these visits. He'll tell me, yeah, it says the supervisor must be designated by the father. He tells me, oh, no one wants to be around you, so you need to pick your own supervisor. So then he makes me.
You got those messages?
I have so many messages, but I'm just saying if you could just listen for 1 second though, like with this thing about the house, like he didn't tell me in the app that he lives with his mother's house until June 19th.
We just have to figure out where the police matter is here. You're
Okay,
gonna get into so
short-
much stuff that's really
Right.
not even police.
So the contact is the big one, right? So like okay, like yesterday, he's talking to me directly on the phone. I try to record everything.
Did you call them?
I'm allowed to call him. And I want to explain something to you because it's really important that you understand this. Is that where it says here in this sentence here, he's allowed to facilitate / initiate contact.
That's like a handwritten sentence.
It's written by the judge. If you look it up in your protective order registry,
Yeah.
it'll pop right up.
Yeah. Okay. We're just trying to. Put
It's
it all
signed by
together,
the
yeah.
Judge Jones right
Well,
here.
yeah,
I
but
also have the transcript.
The handwritten stuff's not gonna jive, but we
Right,
have
if
to
you have
see
you
it.
have the
It has to be
protective
in
order
the order.
registry, you can just type it in and you'll see it yourself.
Let me just get a case number. Okay. Get a case number. I'm just.
Like, see, like this is the transcript, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a way I could send this to you, but if you look at that, that was when he was arraigned. And so you can see on the day of his arraignment, the judge explains
yeah.
why he put this in here. So this in here where it says that facilitate, initiate contact, it's because before we had a thing in our court order that said at 7 p.m. when the child's with the other parent, we can have a phone call between 7 and 7:15.
Right.
So the judge put that in there.
There's a lot going on here with you guys.
Yeah, so listen, I'm giving you a case number. Alright, I'm gonna write a report for you. Okay?
I know, but how can you like? Could you listen to what I'm saying about this part though? Is like you see how it says Mr. Lodice is allowed to facilitate / initiate contact with the protected party for purpose of contact with their child in accordance with the most recent civil family order. On the one that protects him, that's been in effect since the end of May when I got arrested, that one says the same thing about me. I can facilitate, initiate. In the transcript of when he
Are you
got,
showing up to his residence?
I'm explaining to you about phone calls here. Nothing to do with showing up to the residence.
Oh, well, you say you showed up to his residence, right, to pick up your daughter.
Your police officers from Waterbury said to me that I had no choice. I was forced
so
to go
listen,
there. They demanded I go there. If the police tell me to go
So
there,
I don't.
first of all, I didn't go in his house. I
say-
can
Alright,
on the
just lower your
street.
voice and just let him talk.
So,
Alright,
so
I'm
I
trying to
can't.
explain
I
something.
can't say we can't say for.
Whoever responded.
So if she responded to his town, she came to Waterbury.
He didn't tell me he lived in Waterbury until the 19th. Once he told me that, my attorney, who represents me in the criminal matter, said to me, if this is his residence, you can't go there. So I said to Matthew, look, you're telling me to bring our daughter back. Now that I know that that's your residence, my attorney's telling me don't go there because of the protective order.
Okay.
And he called the police and said I kidnapped her. He made 2 officers go to his house at 48 Quarry Hill, Waterbury, and the sergeant called me 17 times. He called me. He says to me, I'm going to sit outside here until you bring that kid to this house. I said, my counsel told me I can't go there, the protective order. He says, I don't care. I said, he can meet me at the police station. He can meet me here. And he goes, nope, Matthew's not willing to meet you anywhere. You need to bring her right now or else DCF's taking the kid.
Okay.
And my lawyer talked to the police and they said, I said to my lawyer, the one who helps me in the family case, and she said, oh, well, it doesn't matter. The police are instructing you to go there, so it's not a violation. And also she said, like, if I'm going and parking in front of the neighbor's house to pick up the child, it's saying exchange of the child, and it's saying he can set the terms of it. So, I was told by both of my lawyers that we're allowed to do it the
So
family order.
how do you, let me ask you,
Yes.
there's so much.
Yes.
How do you expect us to report documenting all of this stuff when it's already documented on
Well, that's
file?
why, like, this isn't a sworn
So-
statement. This is just,
Yeah,
this is
I
like,
got you,
because he
but-
told me I can give him
But
documentation.
there's no way that we're gonna be able to document all of that you're trying to tell us, for what purpose? That, because it's already
Right,
documented.
because I'm gonna
what you
have
can
to do a statement, but he told me come here, that's why I
There's
said
a lot of
to him,
information.
but that's what I said to him.
Alright,
I
I'll
said,
give you, listen, I'll give you
Or
the
the
case number.
videos.
Just give me a second.
what about the videos though? Like, for example, like, he's clearly contacting me outside the app, like, and it's, what I was trying to
Well,
explain.
that's what you're gonna have to explain, show him. That's what you really have to show him is
Right.
where some violation.
Which
of
is
the
why,
protective
like, that's why I wanted to explain to you
Yeah.
about the whole house thing. Now that I know it's the house, like,
Yeah.
the
But
lawyer
you'll have
said,
to show him the videos of that. At least
Right.
show to him the contact he's made outside the app that he's not
Yeah,
supposed
let me
to
see.
make.
right, and if
That's what he has
and
to
if he
see.
tells me like, come to my house to exchange the child, and I don't go on
Well,
his
it
property,
doesn't matter what kind
and
of
I'm pulling,
contact
yeah,
it is.
but I'm
His
saying,
contact is contact. Whether he tells you to
No,
pick
but that's-
up
I'm talking about two
whether
different
he tells
things.
you to pick up groceries or just you got to show
Right.
us the contact.
okay, so here's an
show
example,
him the
right?
contact.
So there's so many, here's one, right, there's from yesterday, because I tried to record it. So this